shit in their balance and all that bullshit. Slowly throws away plastic cutting boards. First the cheap chicken thighs, now this fuck. Smart. They have to be the foundation they want. Interesting. Yeah. I don't need no man. I mean, this is just the way you really, really have to fucking think. Like, you have to think like this in America. Other parts of the world, the government somewhat cares about you, but in America, the government does not give a fuck about anything about your well-being, because your well-being, if it's bad, it just makes people more money. So they don't. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're healthy or not. If you're healthy, you make nobody no fucking money. If you're dying and you're doing all this crazy shit, it's just a benefit to somebody. Like, you can go to a doctor. A doctor's not going to fucking help you in America. They really aren't. I've been through multiple situations where a doctor really doesn't even tell you anything you need to fucking hear. You know? It's like Stay Safe was talking about, like, circumcision one time when I was watching him. And, you know, circumcision is actually really only mostly in the fucking United States and, like, certain religions. Most people don't fucking circumcise men at all. And the whole reason is because they say that your foreskin gets some fucking gunk built up in it and it fucking stinks and it's unhealthy. No, the reality is it's unhealthy because you can't fucking clean your fucking dick. That's the reality of it. It's actually bad to fucking cut off your foreskin because it's like you're cutting off your fucking clitoris if you're a woman. It's actually very, very fucking inhumane, and it makes no fucking sense. But if a doctor cuts off your fucking foreskin, he's making thousands of dollars off you just for nipping your fucking dick. And that's why it's still done in America, because it's a moneymaker. The doctors are just making money off your fucking foreskin. It takes 3 seconds to fucking cut off. And it's just thousands of dollars, just like that. The same person who has gunk with the foreskin. Yeah, exactly. That's the whole fucking point. It's just fucking random fucking propaganda they fucking feed people. Because I think people back in the day kind of like believed everything that they were told. But nowadays, people are actually thinking more thoughtfully and realizing that they're lying to you about a lot of shit for a reason. And you can't trust those motherfuckers at all. Because you shouldn't. You shouldn't trust them. They don't care about you. People say it all the fucking time. Nobody cares about you other than yourself. That random motherfucker across the street, he doesn't give a fuck about you. He doesn't care if you die or you're having a bad day or you need somebody. He don't give a fuck. That's just the reality of the world. Yeah, exactly. That's the whole fucking point. But America, Stay Safe was saying this about his kid. That he was asked like 5 times, I think he said, about them talking about his child's fucking penis and getting it cut off 5 fucking times. You think that's a little excessive, right? Obviously, it's because it's a money grabber. That's why they ask you 5 fucking times. It's because they want the fucking money. It's not because of health. It's not because of anything else. It's literally a check. That's all it is. That is America. It's all about money in America. That's all people care about in America is fucking money. They don't care about any other motherfucking thing. It's just pure fucking greed in America. And I wouldn't be surprised if this fucking country just randomly fucking implodes at some point, honestly. I wouldn't be fucking surprised if it just fucking implodes. Propped up by printed money right now? Oh, yeah. Hospitals right now in America are pretty fucking dog shit anyway. You go to a fucking hospital. I've seen like people complaining about shit. They were like complaining how bad hospitals are, how nurses are, and all that shit. Yeah, you know why? Because a shitty fucking environment. The nurses don't get paid enough, and they're overworked as shit. And people want to say they're overworked. You know how many hours some nurses put in? They're like 14 fucking hours deep during the fucking night. I used to work overnight. That shit is fucking cancer. It's bad for your chemical balance and your hormones and how you feel as a person. When you go to bed when the fucking sun's up, It's not good for your body. It's just not. It just ruins your whole imbalance, especially if you're like a nurse working like 14 hours a day and you sleep like 5 or 6 hours a night. You're gonna feel like shit, and you're gonna be mad and angry and moody all the fucking time. You do that every night, but the difference is I get to sleep as much as I want. You know, it's a different feeling when you get to like go to bed in the daytime and you're like forced to do that because of money and all that shit and a job. It's pretty fucking rough. It's way different than doing it on your own accord. Remember when the national debt was like 7 trillion? People thought that was insane. Yeah, now it's like fucking like triple that. I'm a nurse. It's a wild profession, pros and cons, but there's a lot of bad shit, mainly administration. Yeah, and that goes for a lot of jobs. Administration and HR are never your friend. They don't give a fuck about you. It's just everything else. Nobody gives a fuck about you at the end of the day. Yeah, take care of your fucking self. Night shift has a strong correlation with increased risk of cancer. Oh yeah, for sure. I don't even think it's a specific kind. I think it just makes you more prone to illness. It makes your body weaker because you have a different rhythm than somebody else, and also you don't sleep as much. So also that impacts your health as well, because by default you're supposed to get 8 to 9 hours for everybody. The reality is that no one really gets that nowadays. You're not getting 8 or 9 hours. It's just not possible. I've been there. It's demoralizing. You feel alienated. Yeah, it's fucking rough working for people. I did it for a long fucking time. It's a pain in the fucking ass, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. I think it's around 33 trillion now, almost 5 times. Yeah, it's crazy. It's wild how that number just keeps going up and up and up, and it never gets fucking fixed. You gonna get a fuck HR in the chat? Yeah, fuck HR. The craziest thing is about that debt is, you know, the way they fix that debt is they try to get more tax money out of all of us. And it's literally about 90% of the things they spend it on doesn't even benefit any of us whatsoever. And they want our money to pay for that shit, by the way. And we don't even gain anything from that. And they want us to pay fucking taxes. Fuck HR. Won't they just sell Alaska to Canada? You think Canada fucking has money to buy fucking Alaska from us? The asking point of Alaska is probably like way out of fucking proportion. Everybody's just like, oh, fuck that. I wouldn't buy Alaska. It's not that fucking important. China will buy it through US. Yeah, but then that also becomes a whole different degree, is that China and US technically aren't even like allies. They're like enemies with like a mutual like it's semi-beneficial. Oh, China will buy it through us. I see. But that's the reason why they wouldn't even sell Alaska, is because pretty much people they deem as like enemies, like China and like Russia, they're not going to sell Alaska to anybody because they don't want any of them having them. According to our CIA, the Chinese have infiltrated all levels of Canada government. It's possible. You never fucking know. You never know what the government does. There's like I feel like there's a whole hidden war between like America, Russia, China, and all that shit, because no one trusts each other. There is no mutual beneficial like relationship. And they don't really, they just think like everybody's out to get them. And honestly, the root of the problem is actually America. America is the root of the problem because of fucking NATO and all that bullshit, where they just like strategically like to plant America in different countries around certain countries and just say, oh, we're just here to help them. But you know, China and Russia aren't fucking stupid, you know. It's not to be beneficial to other people. It's them controlling a certain area, so they have like territory and shit like that. I mean, I can go deep into the fucking Ukraine bullshit, but the Ukraine thing is happening because Ukraine didn't have any fucking resources till it was recently discovered, and then all of a sudden everybody fucking wants Ukraine because resources are valuable in this day and age. They never say if anything's running low or not, but the reality is things are running low. I think they just will never say it publicly to anybody. I spent the last 10 hours testing PTR. They don't make major changes. We're fucked. I'm going to be honest. I had high hopes. I thought it would be a guaranteed success, but now I'm questioning it. Yeah. This PTR is fucking weird. It's honestly, it's fucking weird. You could say it's like a weird take or base take, but at the end of the day, like, the government's never going to tell you when something bad is going to happen because it just strikes panic into the world. There's a lot of people in the world that are literally sheep, and they are okay during the day because the government and the world tells them everything's okay. But as soon as they announce that something bad is happening, like, those people just lose their fucking shit. And they go fucking mentally unhinged, and they lose their fucking mind. Like, you gotta think about yourself, man. Like, it's a dog eat dog world out there. Like, it's every man from the fucking cells. It's like there's like the random fucking egg shortage that we had over here. It's like it's just randomly we were running out of fucking eggs at some point, and now it's fine. But then that's an also fucking problem is like all fucking foods are like chemically enhanced just to keep up with human fucking production because we just are. There's way too many of us, and there's not enough food to fucking keep us fucking going. Food makes you sick, water makes you sick, medicine makes you sick, the air makes you sick, every product you buy in a store causes cancer, the world is fucking media lies about everything. For the most part, yeah. But that's because they just add a lot of chemicals and shit that causes things. And they don't have an abundance of it, but there's just enough in it that over time it eventually causes problems. Like a lot of, that's not every country. Yeah, specifically ours is very, very not lean. They don't care how many fucking chemicals are in things in America. They literally will just allow so much shit where other countries like Australia and, you know, the strict ones, they don't allow any of that shit. Yeah, for sure. You know, vegetarians, vegans, they're all fucking fine. At least they're fucking healthy and they care about their fucking bodies. Because, I mean, like, back in the day, I used to be that dude fucking eating Doritos and fucking sugar and soda and all that stupid shit when I was younger. And, you know, I kind of regret it because it definitely affected me, definitely in some fucking way. But a lot of people still are stuck in that mindset, like, years after. And it's not good. Like, it's meant to fucking kill you. It has chemicals and all this shit. It tastes good for a fucking reason. It's there to tickle your fucking balls and make you think like you like it. But the reality is your body doesn't like it. They trick you into liking it. That's the problem. Because as soon as you off the bad shit and then you eat the bad shit, like me, when I've been off the bad shit for like over a year plus and I have some bad shit, I have like a couple tastes of it. I'm just like, why do I even want this shit? I don't even like it because your body like it recognizes everything that you put through it and it processes it, and then it gets the good stuff and it's like, oh, I really like this. So then when you get something that is not good for you, your body just takes it in and it's like, what the fuck is this? I don't like it. And then you know right then and there that is not good for you. You should not put that in your fucking body. But they use chemicals and all this random shit to trick you into putting it into your body, because that's how they make money off of you. They're just tricking your brain. It's just a fucking ploy. Then vaping comes out, they're like, this will barely affect you now. Everyone has collapsed lungs, makes you sick because your body's like, no. Yeah, exactly. Vaping is supposed to be the alternative, and it's just an alternative to make more money off of people that are trying to get off an addiction, like cigarettes. But it just causes you to wean off of something that you never even like wean off of vaping either, and you just get more sick off of that. It's literally... You should not trust any motherfucker making a product off of your well-being. Because he ain't doing it for your well-being, that's for goddamn sure. When you sweat and get rashes, that's your body's way of saying foreign invader and get it out. Yeah. This is all stuff you have to learn by yourself in America, too. Because nobody teaches you this. Like, schools don't teach you this. Like, maybe some college, like, strongly educated fucking professors about your health will teach you this type of shit. But high school, for sure, they don't teach you any of this shit. My parents didn't teach me this shit. I guarantee most parents won't teach you any of this shit. This is stuff you have to find out on your own. And it has a big, deep impact on your body and your health. Especially something you're inhaling. Yeah, a lot of people just don't understand that, like, you just can't put a bunch of shit in your fucking lungs. Inhaling little superheated metal particles and liquids that stick to the inside of your cells in your lungs. For years I literally thought it was mostly slate. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Yep. A lot of the coils and shit just like burns really fucking hot, and eventually it just fucking comes off and you're just slurping that shit up into your fucking lungs. And all this random ass shit that they put in there too. You never even fucking know. There could be fucking lead in these things. They're like not even really like that not even like that regulated. A lot of things aren't fucking regulated. Like pre-workouts and like supplement things. They're not even regulated really either. There's so many loopholes that they can do for supplements where they just add random shit in there, and they're just like, oh, it's a proprietary blend or whatever they fucking say, and it's just a blend of like random fucking bullshit they put in there. It could be anything. They could be fucking cocaine in there and you wouldn't even fucking know. You put like a little bit, or like meth. It's like you have no fucking clue. Bro, the FDA said the vaccine was safe and you have 10-year-olds getting blood clots. How the fuck does that happen? That's corporate greed. I never got the vaccine either. The vaccine was a whole fucking ploy because people thought that the world was gonna fucking die to some fucking plague, and they just rushed into a fucking vaccine that wasn't even didn't have any fucking tests or anything. And they just were forcing people to put it into their body, pretty much. I never put it in my body. I didn't believe that shit at all. I was like, if I'm healthy, I'm young, nothing's gonna happen to me. And nothing happened to me. Maybe I got it a little bit, but to me, it was just a fucking cold or a flu or something. I was never like, oh, I'm dying. No, I was never like that. It was just some random shit that got released. Who even knows what it was? I honestly think it was like a fucking thing from a China lab that got fucking released for some fucking purpose. Because you can't trust the government and the higher power in the world. You just can't. They don't give a fuck about you. They literally don't give a fuck about you whatsoever. It was so weird how it put people against each other, the vaccine versus unvaccinated. That shit was so weird. It actually wasn't weird. That's what happens when panic and chaos kind of happens. It's every man for himself. The guy gets fucking belligerent, and he's like, you gotta get vaccinated, man, because you're gonna give it to me. Because he cares about himself. And he's like, he doesn't care about you. He's just like, fuck you, get the fucking vaccine. He doesn't care about logic or anything. He's just losing his fucking shit. Well, Fauci's on trial right now for being a lab leak, and I'm sure he won't face any consequences. Yeah, probably not. He'd probably get out of it. Just like every fucking rich motherfucker. Just buy their way out or find some fucking loophole. The logic behind it, though, and the propaganda, yeah, that's true. It's also way easier to keep people confused when you divide people into subgroups. Yeah, that's like American fucking 101 logic right there. America is so good at fucking mental games and doing all this crazy shit just to cause a divide and all this other shit. That's why nobody likes America. Because nobody trusts America. I mean, how can you trust America? You know, if you're a country looking at America and it's like you look at what they give to their people, it's like, would you ever trust that fucking country? I wouldn't. I wouldn't trust that country. They don't care about anybody in the fucking world of America. So what does that mean for everybody else in the world? Do you think they care about everybody else? Hell no, they don't. Hell no, they fucking don't. So it's a bad image that we have, and people just don't like it. Divide and conquer. Remember the original 13 colonies? It was a snake cut into 13 pieces. Americans don't even trust America, and I'm a military vet. Yeah. They also don't treat anybody that is ex-military or anything crazy. I mean, like, veterans and all that shit are like, They're not even well taken care of or anything. America doesn't have your fucking back if you serve in the army. Like, I remember when I was younger, like people wanted me to join the fucking army. I was like, why? Why would I join the army for a country that doesn't give a fuck about anybody? You think it's beneficial for me to join the fucking army? There's some, like, benefits to it, but the cons outweigh the benefits. Like, my last job that I had, my boss was in the Air Force, and he's working some shitty fucking job. And he was my boss. But, like, from what he came from in the Air Force, he really didn't go that far. He didn't really gain that much. My dad, I feel like 9 out of 10, a Marine vet is one who's most likely to tell you that too. Yeah, my dad was a Marine. He always told me not to trust shit, never join the military. Yeah, because you see shit and you do things and you see shit. Depending on what you have to go through or what you do, it actually has a massive impact on a lot of people when they do that shit in the army or whatever branch they're in or whatever they see. It has an impact on everybody differently. It affects everybody differently. And it's a lot of shit that people would literally tell you never to witness or even deal with any of that. And if somebody, for example, your dad was a Marine, he went through some shit and he doesn't want you to see anything. And that's good logic, because he's like, well, nobody should ever have to go through this. And he is completely fucking right. You don't want to do what I did and risk your life to fight for a bunch of corrupt rich politicians. Yeah, exactly. That's the whole point. It's not about me. It's about just like what those guys want you to do. It's not for your own good. They don't care about if you make it out or not, or whatever, happens. It gives them a wild perspective. Oh yeah. You think life is deeper than what the perception we're fed is? Doesn't seem like a spiritual war at this point. COVID didn't even fucking feel real. America just spews a lot of propaganda on a lot of fucking things. I feel like America has actually just been trying to brainwash people for fucking years. And it works at a alarmingly successful rate on a lot of people, and it's not a good thing. It's not fucking good. You cannot depend on America to have your back and teach you the right fucking thing. It's just not how it works in this world. Shit feels like time has been paused for 4 years, basically. Oh yeah, they try to play some whole fucking mental war game of everybody in the fucking country. And there's a reason why people don't fucking like America. Americans don't even like America. And if you think that's bad, a lot of the world fucking hates Americans. And they have the perfectly right opinion about that. Because it literally, the way they are is just shit. It's America could destroy the world at any fucking time. They're that fucking unhinged and just fucking crazy. Half the world was in mass psychosis. They still fucking kind of are. They're like in like a stasis, waiting for something else to fucking happen. And who knows? We may have fucking something else. But yeah, during COVID, that's like kind of what they did. They induced fucking panic at the same time and pretty much tested people, in my opinion, to see what they would react to in like a panic mode. And it was literally, a lot of people failed the test of like looking out for themselves. They panicked and they listened to the people you shouldn't listen to. People still in survival mode? Oh yeah. A lot of people reflected during that time. A lot of people actually gained a lot of knowledge, and they're like, wow, I probably shouldn't have listened to them because it didn't make any fucking sense. And then that just adds a more divide against us and America. And honestly, it's a good thing. Because people shouldn't fucking trust any of those motherfuckers. I saw a video the other day that said, based on your data, when you pull up an Instagram post, you see one of two types of comments at the top, and it's like either, oh my god, I can't believe you cheated, or it's like, you did the right thing, she was crazy. So people looking at the post see two total different perceptions. Yeah, social media is a fucking plague. I don't even have the TikTok. I honestly think like social media is just like a brainwashing thing. Like it actually fucking is. Like social media. But the only good thing about social media is the cat videos. Anything about cats and animals is fine. But like a bunch of like random shit, it's like it's just a bunch of fucking brainwashing propaganda bullshit that they just like try and fucking feed you sometimes. It's not everything, but there's just random fucking weird shit that they just have there that they just try to like bait you into like looking at some shit. That's been going on for so long. Never had a TikTok. I looked at maybe 5 total TikToks that have been shared to me. TikTok is Chinese spyware. It fucking could be. I look at Instagram once every like few months now too. I mean, Black Reaper is a fucking TikTok motherfucker too. He's not here, but Black Reaper, like the Pedro thing, like yeah, that's fucking cool, but that's just like some weird shit. Like yeah, it's kind of catchy, but it's like some brainwashing shit. That Pedro shit randomly happened, and everybody's like, oh, Pedro. They're like making like all this whole fucking like it's like all this hype, fucking crazy shit that like people are like crazy about Pedro. It's like, oh, it's going viral. It's like I don't see how it's that fucking crazy. Like it's not to me. Like Black Reaper sitting there fucking like all excited and like entertained about Pedro, but I'm just like, dude, like I could give 2 fucks about Pedro. It's like I don't think it's that fucking crazy. You probably enjoy the Terrence Howard podcast with Joe Rogan. Is that why he has so much brain rot when we play MOBAs and he jungles? It could be. He could be fucking brainwashed. I smoke here and then, but I think Black Reaper fucking smokes way too fucking much. I've been around people that are fucking stoned out of their fucking mind all the fucking time, and you live in like a different fucking reality. I swear to God. That's why I don't do it all the time. I like to take like fucking random fucking breaks. It's like I was living when I was younger and I was high all the fucking time. I was like a complete different fucking dimension. I wasn't even on this planet half the fucking time. I'm not even gonna lie. I was literally in my own fucking world. You perceive everything so fucking differently, and it's just like it's just not even the same fucking thing. Like it's honestly better than the world now in some ways. I won't even fucking lie. But it's not really a good thing to be sitting there fucking high off your ass all the fucking time. Look into the permissions you give when you download TikTok. Yeah, everything's like that, though. All the permissions, all that shit. Terrence Howard is buck wild. Is he, though? Yeah, kind of. He's always showing me all this shit. Yeah, I listen to Joe Rogan and all this shit. He has some crazy takes sometimes. But I don't even think his takes are that crazy. Because in my perspective, he has takes that are of someone that doesn't trust anything in America. And I don't really blame him. He doesn't trust that many people. He doesn't trust the world and how things work and stuff like that. And I don't fucking blame him. Because he's not wrong. He's literally not wrong. You literally, people are like that because society treats you like shit and lies to you and tells you all this random propaganda and bullshit. And you just don't even know what to believe anymore. And that's not a product of the person. That's the product of the reality and society that you live in. It does that to you. Really picked up in 2020 during COVID and stuck with me for a long time. Shit, when I was ranking, I couldn't do shit. If I smoked when I was ranking, I'd be fucking passing out from all those fucking goddamn autistic adventures. I have to consent to a 2-page document when I want to view a news article. Yeah, and it's all these random fucking things that you have to consent to all these things and give people your information and all this shit. It's just like my eyes got brought into things more when I like met this girl like forever ago. She was very, very untrustworthy of like a lot of things, and she kind of like branched my mind out on a lot of things. She actually helped me with my health as well. She helped me with like a lot of fucking things. And she was very smart, intelligent person. She was very, very knowledgeable. I actually learned a lot from her. I would say she definitely improved me overall by a lot of things. And she would always tell me some shit and things, and honestly, she was pretty right about a lot of things. Yeah, I think God fucking existed for sure, and he probably forsaken us at this point. I feel like we as a society, as a race, and everything, we're almost like doomed to have an extinction event. Because at this point, we've turned into a plague. We're not even like resourceful anymore. We're honestly just a plague at this point. We're like way overproduced. We just destroy everything we kind of touch at this point. And if we had to fight for like a life or death scenario and like survival, I swear like 90% of the world wouldn't even survive. Like, people don't know how to thrive and live in nature. All-consuming plague? Yeah, pretty much. What if this is actually hell? I mean, who even knows? Who even knows what reality is? What is actually real reality? If you think about it real fucking deeply, who even knows if this is like a real fucking universe? This could be like the alternate universe from another reality where like the timeline just changed because of something, and we're in like a different fucking alternate dimension of what we're actually supposed to be. And maybe we are in a sense living in a hell dimension. You think about it, what's that shit called? The fucking the Mandela effect. When you get into the deep hole of the Mandela effect and you think about shit from years ago, there are actually things that prove that the Mandela effect is actually true. Some things that you know were real back then and you remember 100%, they actually changed, and that reason it changed is because something happened in this timeline, or something happened in this whatever dimension we were in, just branches it off, and then it changes something. That's like, that's like how time traveling works and all that shit. Like, when something happens, it changes stuff, and it's just little things that some people wouldn't even fucking realize. Well, have you heard about the Hiroshima and Nagasaki survivors? A little bit, but I actually haven't looked into it that much. This is hell, what am I? I have it good most of the time in my life. I don't think that would be a case in actual hell. Nobody actually knows what hell is actually perceived to be, though, if you think about it. The Bible and all that stuff and religion tells you what hell is supposed to be, but nobody actually knows what the reality of actually hell is supposed to be. The conceived thing is hell is just a place that's burning, and you're like burning for your sins, and it's just terrible, and you're getting fucking tortured every fucking day. And nobody saves you, and you're just destined for an eternity of hell. Well, there's the CERN theory from 2012, when the Aztec calendar expired, when they smashed particles together. I mean, that could be fucking true too. I mean, you think about it, back in the day, like the Egyptians and the Aztecs, dude, they were like so fucking far advanced, and nobody even like knows how. They were so knowledgeable for their time, and all of a sudden they're just all fucking gone. Like, they just like random shit. There's no evidence, really. Everything's like a fucking mystery. Why is it a mystery? Nobody knows why it's a mystery. You'd think there would be some sort of evidence that somebody knows for sure what happened back then, but nobody actually fucking knows. The Bible states hell is the only place you're disconnected from God. Yeah. Suffering, yeah. You can't convince me they built pyramids without tools. The blocks are so precise, you can't fit a piece of paper between it. Yeah. I mean, there's been people saying about it now that like the Egyptian pyramids are actually built better than half the fucking shit in the world right now. We saw a different reality when the bombs detonated. I mean, that's some deep shit, but that could be fucking true too. I mean, you think about that, like Chernobyl. Like, what happened with fucking Chernobyl? Those people probably saw some crazy shit too. That's a wild rabbit hole, by the way, I bet. I mean, you gotta think about it. The Mandela effect, some people can write it off as crazy and like not true, but I've had some things that just make me think of the Mandela effect, and I've had actually encountered some things that actually is the Mandela effect, and that's the course of things, of something is changing reality. And if you think about the world and things that go on, it's very, very possible that shit happens. There could be some rich motherfucker or somebody like the Illuminati and like the fucking like people selling their soul to the devil. There's all these small things that can actually happen in the world that people just like don't even think about. They just say it's crazy propaganda. People actually do this shit though. Like there's random people that like worship the fucking devil and crazy shit like that. Like they do some crazy fucking shit. Well, there's a theory on the Mandela, and the theory was the elites are trying to see how they can rewrite history. Because they make a joke out of it and put it in plain sight so no one takes it seriously. Yeah. I've been down that deep rabbit hole when I was fucking high as shit, man. And honestly, it makes you fucking think about shit a lot. I think it's true, honestly. I think a lot of it is true. There's some, some things you take with a grain of salt. But there is a lot of shit that you have to think about that happens in the world that you don't even know about. And a lot of this shit has a big impact on random things in the world. Because nobody can keep track of everything going on at the whole fucking entire time. I feel there are certain things now I know for a fact were not what they are today. Fruit of the Loom logo was one of them. 100% sure on that. Yeah, that could be one. Everybody has their own examples of the Mandela effects and things fucking changed. Honestly, I can't remember one. But I've had times where I'm just like, where you have that random hit of deja vu. I honestly used to have this when I was younger. Actually, now that I think about it, I remember I used to like have like, I'd go to sleep and I'd dream and I like have like things happening, and I'd randomly just like live in like a random fucking moment, in like this one exact moment. I'm just like, I remember this. I'm just like, shit, this is deja vu. It used to happen a lot when I was younger, and now I don't even really get it anymore. I just don't even think about it. But like the deja vu effect, it's just like, you just hit the exact moment. You're just like, shit, I remember this moment. Like you were in this moment before. I want to rewatch the Zydeco series now. I don't think I've ever seen that. Yeah, deja vu could be so crazy. How do you even explain deja vu as another concept that blows my mind? The feeling that you've experienced something already, but in real time. I remember Garage told Sylvanas and killed. They just shut up, bitch. But this time he did it, man. That happens to me occasionally. He totally did. Nah, I haven't. I should watch it. But that's just like crazy shit. People will say you're fucking crazy and like, oh, you're fucking just losing your mind or something, just like fucking with you. But the reality is, it's like that shit fucking happens. And it happens for a fucking reason. Like the deja vu hits fucking hard because you just like, I feel like it's just like the alignment is that like, I feel like it's like your mind and your body are telling you that like you have been in this moment in some fucking scenario. And it's just like, it's like a parallel universe or something that you just like line up with that version of what you went through deja vu and the moment you're in now. And it just lines up in the same time. And it's just like you're both in line for like that few seconds. And you're like, holy shit, this is deja vu. And then it just disappears. And it like happens for a reason. It's not because you're fucking crazy. It's just like, it's just reality just hitting you like that. He asks her how is she different from the Lich King, and she says, well, I served the Horde War Chief, and he says, watch your mouth, bitch, or some shit like that. I used to have the craziest fucking black hole just looking through shit, man. It was like fucking crazy. They removed the guys. It's crazy, man. When you really go fucking deep dive some shit. Joe Rogan goes through some crazy shit though. When he brings up some things, it's honestly, it opens up my mind. I'm like, shit, he's kind of fucking right. I mean, you think about it too. You want to go through a deep fucking dive. What's in our fucking ocean, man? We only know like a small percentage of what's in the ocean. There could be fucking wild shit in the fucking ocean. And for whatever reason, we never go into the ocean to find out why. Somebody must know why. There's something bad down there or something. There's a reason why nobody ever checks down in the fucking ocean, is because they know something's down there, for sure. Here's one for you. Think about how slow technology increases were for hundreds of years, right? And all of a sudden, in 10 years, we learn how to scratch pieces of vinyl and put on sound on them, aka records. Yeah, and then how did someone figure it out? Where did they start? I don't know. That was way back in the day. Some smart motherfucker like realized it. Honestly, when you bring that up, I honestly don't even fucking know. Who do you think killed the Titanic subs? Yeah, I mean, you're right, dude. You know, there's like territories in the world, right? Where like anything can happen. They could just write it off as an accident because there's just like black holes in the world where it's just like deemed like unknown, right? That anything could be happening. Like somebody could have killed that fucking sub. They could have destroyed it or something. Something could have happened to that, but they just happened in the unknown world, unknown section of the world where it could just, someone could just say anything happened and it happened. But nobody actually knows. The Titanic is another fucking crazy one. Do you know who was on a Titanic when it sunk? You know that rabbit hole? That's the rabbit hole where they purposely sunk it for tax or insurance money, right? The guy purposely didn't get on the Titanic because he knew what was going to happen to it, and then he took off his rival, and all those guys died. They do check it's massive, and the resource and time spent checking all of it is not worth it to any people with resources to finance such a project. Not yet, at least. But see, that's a point that they care about looking in space and planets, but they don't care about what's in our ocean. That's just weird to me. I feel like it costs about the same amount of money, if not more, to go to space than it is to check the fucking ocean. And that's another thing about technology. You think that we don't have technology to figure out what's in most of our ocean? We definitely have the technology. It's just like cancer. You know, we probably had the technology to stop fucking cancer, but you know what? It makes some money when you're suffering with cancer. Also, the air pressures too. Yeah, but that's the thing, is humans don't have to go down there though. A human doesn't have to go down there to check it. It's just like planets. They don't send planets to fucking. They don't send humans to planets either. They send like rovers and AIs and robots to go over there. The wealthiest man on the planet that would join the Federal Reserve. You know that NASA originally explored. Yeah, I knew that, the JP Morgan thing. You know, NASA originally explored oceans, then they stopped. Yeah, see, that's the weird part. They stopped. And there's only very, very few reasons why they stopped if they looked down there. They could have seen... They could have seen some fucking shit, man. Like... Yeah, if you think about it, right? There's not much knowledge of the deep sea, but there are video footage of giant squids. And those motherfuckers are fucking ginormous. And the ones that we've seen are probably not even the biggest ones. And if those are the biggest ones, there's a predator of the giant squid. There's something bigger than the squid. That's how the food chain works. There's always a predator or somebody else, and then there's the top dog. But who the fuck is the top dog in that fucking ocean? Who is the god down there? It's not the giant squid. What is it? Are links permitted? Yeah. Orcas are there, but there's also things that eat fucking orcas. There's something down there that does a lot of fucking eating of certain things. It's just nobody fucking sees it. When you're stoned sometime? Alright, I'll add this to the history. Yeah, it's the Illuminati and like the Epstein and like all that fucking crazy shit. And that's like another thing too. Like all these shit that was happening to like celebrities when they were childs, like musicians and all this shit. Like the whole fucking Diddy thing and all that. Like all this shit just randomly fucking comes out. But the thing is you know, people aren't even shocked. It doesn't even shock people because people know like this is actually like reality. Like people believe it because they know some shit happens like this. People do some weird fucked up shit. It's like them fucking doing shit like the Illuminati, you know, like the fucking devil sacrifices or whatever the fuck they're doing, the altars and all the crazy fucking shit they do, and the child shit they do and all the fucked up things they do. It is so believable that it comes out and it doesn't even shock people because people are becoming more to their senses that they actually believe this shit happens because it's not even like a shocker. You know, if the world was actually good, people would have been like, oh shit, like this actually happened. But a lot of people were actually like, damn, like it actually came out. The fact people weren't up in arms over a sex island with children with president and celebrities blows my mind. Yeah. So crazy he died in custody, no one bats an eye. Oh yeah, he for sure is alive somewhere. It's so easy for somebody just to like get written off that they died. You know, it's really just not. It's just not hard for that to happen. Did he though? Yeah, max security prison guards are asleep. Cameras go off. Yeah, it's like they literally don't even fucking hide it. If there's no evidence of it, he's obviously alive. You know, and they don't even show it to anybody. It's because he's fucking alive, man. They're all a fucking Ponzi scheme. They all fucking work together. He fucking pays somebody off, gives them a bunch of money, or he was like the people that were in charge of him. They were probably a part of his fucking thing. That's the fucked up part. Is that they're just like, oh shit, he got caught. It's whatever, man. We'll just get you out. You know, it's some fucked up shit. Have you heard of the karmic retribution? It's part of the satanic code. They tell you what they're doing. They aren't responsible because you accept it. Nah, I haven't actually heard of that. Having a meal with Elvis Presley as we speak. Yeah, exactly. Let's say I have apples for sale and they'll tell you uninvalidated, that's the code. Yeah. Let's see. Speaking of the sun being up, yeah, you're right. The sun is fucking up. It is what it is, man. This is the deep this is the deep dark hole of reality of our society. Craziest fucking shit. It's cause people actually sell their souls to the devil. If you're intelligent enough and you can pick up the way that some people act, it's like some people actually act fucking crazy. I mean, like fucking Diddy. Like, you think that's the only bad thing that fucking Diddy did? Hell no. He probably has way more shit on him that people don't even fucking know about. And it's all these people that have shit in like the actors and like the music industry and like all this shit. They've all done a lot of them have done some fucked up shit. And it's not normal. They definitely like sold their soul to the devil or something that just makes them like not even have any sense of remorse or like any care in the world because they're just not themselves. They aren't who they are. Look up any child celebrity ever. They're all messed up. Yeah. There's a wild documentary on YouTube about Diddy basically being tied to several people's deaths. Watched a few months ago. Oh, for sure. It's probably way more than that. But yeah, it's like you know, like Amanda Bynes, like the Nickelodeon kids. It goes deep. Very, very deep. Like Lindsay Lohan had like a fucking mental breakdown. You think it's because of her? No, it's because fucking what she went through. A lot of people go into drugs and like have like crazy fucking mental breakdowns and like all this shit. It's not because of like they aren't forced into. Actually, they could be given fucking drugs and forced to do them, and a lot of fucked up shit. Actually, that's another fucking thing. A lot of the bad things that they go through is just because they're fucking young kids, and they just had stupid fucking parents, and they were just like, oh, it's okay. Go with these fucking old ass men that just want to be with you in these weird fucking times, and they just allowed this shit to fucking happen, honestly. And it's some fucked up shit just happens to the kids. It's fucked up. Yeah, Warriors have grip now. Some shitty ass grip. But it's like, how many people in the world are like that? Yeah, I think Chris Cornell was even part of that. There's a lot of people that try to be the righteous. Chester, yeah, Chester also. And this is the craziest thing. You can see on things that are randomly on social media now. People say this shit because they have to do it because no, they don't trust the world. People actually make like a video and they say some shit, right? And they're like, "No, I am not suicidal. No, I will never kill myself. I am perfectly fine." And they say this because they say some crazy shit, and they have to say this because if something happens to them, then they know, then that's their protection. Because if something happens to them, they've already publicly said that they didn't do any of this. So if they're like just taken out, they can't even like write it off as like suicide or something, because they said that they don't feel like that. So if they're gone, it's because somebody fucking took them out. And that's literally the only safeguard these people fucking have nowadays. Is they just say like, listen, I don't feel like this. Like, I'm not gonna do it. If something happens to me, I didn't do it. I didn't do it to myself. And then he disappeared. Yeah, they do this shit for a reason, man. It's pretty much only in a fucking America. Like America's like infiltrated by the fucking devil or something. Like it's been fucked up in this country, and the things they just allow, it's wild in America. It probably happens elsewhere, but it's like it's pretty fucking deep in America. One thing that really makes me believe in God. We may be in like a reality where God and Jesus like don't even exist anymore, and like the devil just actually took over the fucking world because we just like forsaken God or whatever, and we just like don't even. He just like who knows? He's just gone, and maybe we do live in hell. Well, the Bible says the devil rules over this world. So I mean, it kind of is true in a sense. Nobody actually fucking knows. It's some fucking deep ass shit, but it could be fucking right. I mean, if you fucking think about it, the way society has been going, we're not going up. We haven't been going up for a very very long time. We've been going down and down and down and down, and it's not good. It really isn't fucking good. Like a lot of shit comes out, and we're getting to the point where we're gonna have like a whole fucking like clash of people, and who knows what happens. We literally live in a time where it's being promoted to put a computer chip in your brain. It doesn't seem real at all. Yeah,
Within a decade, I'd have prisons overflowing. I'd have judges promoting pornography. Soon I could evict God from the courthouse, then from the schoolhouse, and then from the houses of Congress. And in his own churches, I would substitute psychology for religion and deify science.
I mean, like I said, this shit's kind of fucking happening now.
Misusing boys and girls.
There's be shitty filter pictures of my ironic captions. Yeah. The reason they believe in God is because they say a level of evil opposing God exists. Yep. I just don't even media, no more social media. Yeah. It's fucking blue hair, random fucking propaganda bullshit that people care about their fucking rights and some. I mean, their rights matter, but at the same time, it's like they try to like push their rights. It's not them caring about their own rights. They try to push that they deserve what they think they deserve and all this crazy shit. It's like a divide. Honestly, that's what it is. They're just dividing and adding more shit.
And I could lure you into bed with diseases for which there is no cure. In other words, if I were the devil, I'd just keep right on doing what he's doing.
I mean, with the stuff that he's fucking saying, pretty much just is saying that, like, the way the world is going now is just progressively over the years, the devil just infiltrated America specifically because, honestly, if you think about it, the devil only needs to infiltrate like one giant fucking country, and which one would he pick? I feel like America is definitely the most acceptable one to this bullshit with a lot of shit that happens, and the way society and things have been going, they've been going in a weird fucking direction at a weird fucking rate, honestly. And it makes fucking sense why things don't even make any sense anymore. How people act, how the world is going to be, how everything's just changing weirdly. And it just seems like it's kind of getting forced to change, you know? It's like it's destined to just be this way. And that just sounds like the work of the devil, if you want to say it. That he's just like manipulating and just planning everything to his accord. He's just over there playing the fucking violin and everything's just going the way he needs to go. 4 weeks in a month, each week's for 7 days. That's 28 days. 28 times 13 months, which was how it used to be. 364 days in a year. We used to have 13 zodiac signs. That one missing. I honestly don't even know about that. But he definitely would have the power to change some shit like that. In fact, it was April 1st. So the April Fools are the people mocking the day of Jesus. Oh my god. The reality is like that could actually be fucking true. If you fucking think about it, like God and Jesus was like a tipping point to where like we just like shun the goodness from us and we just accepted the evil. Who incested with her son. Oh my god. That's fucking madness. And what came from that though? Who was born from that? That's a demon child. Zeus, I think? I mean, Zeus was fucked up, too. Zeus was a fucked up motherfucker. Alright, I guess for good reason. But it makes sense. I don't remember what it was from. But I don't know I don't know where I remember hearing it, but when they say like when evil enters the world, like you could say like the devil, right? It just adds like evil, like demonic energy that just slowly like creeps in the world. And it just like slowly infects people. It just goes around and it just slowly just gets everybody. It slowly and it progressively just gets fucking worse until you get to the point where it just blows everything up, I guess you could say. Yeah, Zeus was fucking wild. Yeah, it was. Television channels. Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, if God and Jesus was like the battle between good and evil, if they're both gone, it's just the devil that's just left. If the devil rules over this world, eventually he's just gonna get everybody, and he already had his like touch on the world. So at the same point, it makes sense in a way like how everything's just fucking progressing, that things are just going to his fucking plan. Hollywood comes from the holly tree, which shamans used to make wands to cast spells. Dude, it's just some fucking deep ass shit when you think about it, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised that the devil has some sort of fucking evil impact all over on the fucking world. His goal is to take as much of God's family with him. I'm pretty sure he's done most of his fucking job at this point. It's been a long fucking time. He's it's like it's what is that fucking shit? It was like a video game, I think, right? It's like Red Dead Redemption's like that, where like just some random fucking guy you don't know. He's just an all in black, and he's the fucking devil, and he's just like chilling in the world, and he is just has impact on people, and he's just this random fucking guy. He's just a phantom man that nobody fucking knows who he is. He could change whoever the fuck he is, and he just had randomly just traveling through the fucking world. And we switched to count. The proof of this is Latin. October is not the 8th month. December is 10 decades. December is a 12th month. So a month is just missing. They changed the order of what they had it in. He molded into what he wanted to be. What I would do for that power, anything like Illidan. We need fucking Illidan in our world. That's what we need. We fucking Illidan to go fight the fucking devil. But at this point, I'm pretty sure the devil is probably like way too fucking powerful for anybody. The devil at this point is like fucking he's like Sargeras, but he's just giga empowered fucking Sargeras after he took like fucking Azeroth already. Whose story? It's some deep fucking shit. Honestly, some deep fucking shit. It's a devil story. That's what it is. Fucking devil had this shit fucking planned out. Honestly, I feel like it goes back to the fucking the Adam and Eve, man. That's I always bring this up. Adam and Eve is like the first fucking example of evil, and the devil plaguing himself on humanity, where you had the choice of doing the right thing or doing the wrong thing. You do what you're told, and you know, Eve fucked it up, and that was the start. 9 months, a woman is pregnant. Father, Son, Holy Spirit equals 3. Oh god. Don't even teach BC or before Christ. They teach before Common Era. Now what the fuck is Common Era? They just like completely wipe out like a whole fucking history section now. Is that the devil's fucking magic work? Where now they just completely wipe teaching people sort of fucking history, and they're teaching you about blue-haired fucking random fucking logic in school because they think that's fucking important nowadays. Because they do that shit. They teach people about fucking their stupid, you know, blue-haired fucking rights and things like it fucking matters for kids to learn that shit. It's from before classic era now. Oh my god. It's fine. I wouldn't be surprised. It slowly has been like changing, like reality in a way. Yeah, and the way, you know, people like to say they want to, like, you know, times change and education changes, but if they are like trying to like not teach you about things before as like that, like what we've learned, and they try to teach you something new and completely rewrite everything, it's kind of just like it's like somebody's work of magic, you know. It's like whatever their impact they're trying to fucking do, they're impactfully just changing the way that everything has been, and it's working because they're doing it. We got pull up Tom Hanks. Look, Tom Hanks and his wife moved to Greece. Greece is the only country that doesn't extradite crimes to America. Tom Hanks was the one that came out first. That came on TV and said he got the COVID vax. So he's just hiding in fucking Greece. Well, let's see. Looking Tom Hanks. DJ fucking Tom Hanks. I mean, look at this shit. It's fucking weird. I'm missing people's items. Read some of the shit he wrote. Say democracy vote. And X. What the fuck happened to Tom Hanks? He's doing all this weird shit. Give Han X. What is Han X? I mean, this is some weird shit. He has comments turned off, and he just writes some. What even has happened to Tom Hanks? I feel like I haven't even like heard much about him in like a fucking eternity. Postal system was popularized by the American military in World War II. He gets like no engagement on like any of these fucking posts. Is this actually true though? Did somebody actually debunk this? Like their parents or something? Like actually figured it out that that's what it actually was? Holy shit. You know, the fucking Tom Hanks is fucking evil, dude. Oh my god. Tom 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 Hanks is literally part of the fucking ring. I'm looking, yeah, look. I wouldn't be. I actually, I could believe it being fucking true, honestly. Because the thing is like some of these people are literally so like infused with like the satanic evil energy, and they just like know they're untouchable. They do like the craziest fucking things that just don't make any sense to a normal fucking person, but to them, it's like something they need to do. It's like weird fucking shit the way they act. I remember that shit. They had a rug for like 1,000, and the same rug size listed for like 50,000. I don't even know about this. Hollywood spirit cooker. You know what she does? Goes to the white rooms and paints words with blood, wearing bulls' heads. Holy shit. So that's like an example of them just like doing like evil fucking satanic rituals, and like over a certain amount of time they like fight like the battle they like have movies have, where they like where they're themselves, and then like there's like a demon fucking like they're getting infested by a demon, and they have like the battle, and then eventually they're just not themselves anymore, and then they become the demon, and then that's when they act weird, and they do that weird shit like you're saying. They sell like shit on Wayfair of them being named after kids' names and the fucking social security numbers, where they just act like it doesn't matter that they do this shit because they're untouchable. And honestly, that makes sense if you think about it logically. Like Hollywood movies, when they try to like show Satan and like demon type things, maybe it's just reality. Maybe they're just writing the truth in some of these movies, because it is in Hollywood and all this shit, and they're literally just like laughing because they're like, oh, they don't believe any of this shit, which a lot of people don't, but some people actually believe in this shit, and they're probably just writing the truth just in front of your face because people just think it's a joke, but it actually isn't a joke, and you see it and don't do anything. It's that, and they just know that like nobody fucking cares, and nobody's gonna believe it to be fucking true. But then they do like the weird acts, you know, where you're saying he went to fucking Greece just so nothing can happen to him. Holidays, hell days. That's a weird ass fucking trace. Oh yeah. Become responsible when you accept it and don't act on it. We're talking about it's the same way they treat people that were claiming UFO sightings and shit, and now they're like, so yeah, that was true. I believe that shit too, though. I feel like it's a very naive thing to say, right? It's like the government tells you you're crazy. You know, that doesn't exist. Aliens don't fucking exist. But what would they tell you if they wanted you... Like, if they were going to be honest with you, they would tell you that they were real. But they tell you it's not real to feed you like propaganda and make you believe stuff that they say because they want you to believe what they say, not the reality of it. And that's a lot of the shit they feed people. Tom Hanks' kid came out and said, I'm an Illuminati with all the all-seeing eye tattoo on his chest. That's fucking crazy too. I bet he's probably the fucking spawn of some fucking demon. But they're telling us they exist now. That's the current agenda. They literally have a military called the Space Form, a branch. They say they're literally galactic defenders. Jesus fucking Christ. Like, it's fucking crazy, man. Didn't they recently say they're real, but people just don't even care now? I actually think it's probably a mixture of people probably believe that they were real this whole entire time, and they're just shocked that they're like, they See that's the thing though, right? Is when they lie about this shit and eventually they come out and they say it's true. Then it's like, what else have they been lying about, right? Because now they just think that everything's in shambles. Like their perception of what reality is, what they've been told. Now they know it's like, well, they just been lying to us about everything. And this is how I've been thinking about for a while. And a lot of people try to tell you you're fucking crazy. But the thing is you're not fucking crazy. You know, it's like the Dave Chappelle thing and like all that shit. They try to write these people off as crazy because they know the truth, and they try to tell people that's not the truth, that's fake. But the truth is that is the truth. People just so desensitized now a little bit. Statue of Shiva the Destroyer. You know what's in the Vatican? Child sacrifice. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. The church isn't a good place. Hey, that's fucking crazy. I mean, a long time ago, I didn't believe in the fucking church or anything. I didn't believe the church was a holy place. Like, it didn't seem right to me. Like, especially you look at the Vatican and the things that these guys do. It's like, if they really were, like, you know, like, supposed to be a priest of God, then why do all these guys do fucked up shit all the fucking time? It's because it's not really a church of God. It's like God doesn't even like exist anymore. If you say this is the devil's world, it's because the God doesn't exist here. He hasn't existed here in a very fucking long time. It's not perverted. Oh yeah, I bet. The whole fucking world is perverted. And it progressively gets more fucking perverted. And that's like one of the reasons of Satan. Satan just changes the world like that. You know, under the Vatican is like 35 miles of archives blocked to the public with shelves of ancient books and relics. You can look that up too. Yeah, I know about that. And it's crazy. They don't want you to know any of this because of a certain fucking reason. I'm surprised nobody has broken down there, but it's probably like heavily guarded by a lot of shit that nobody would ever get out alive. They probably would just be like get killed and written off as something. And it would just get fucking masked up. You know, and I used to look at the BBC News and there was a spree when the archbishops had sex dungeons for nuns and shit. Yeah. And the church is also a perfect example of how something is supposed to be for the house of God and good. And it's evil. It's because that's all that exists is evil. There is no good anymore. Like God, like it's right. God doesn't exist in this fucking world. Jesus is dead. God isn't here, and it's just the devil's world. And the devil just tries to perceive you into thinking the church is a good thing, and it actually isn't. It's probably the house of the devil. It's probably what it fucking is. It's the house of the fucking devil. It's just a ploy, because that's how the devil works. He's a manipulative motherfucker. He knows how to manipulate everything to the T. He's the perfect crazy motherfucker. We are creators in the image of the Creator God, the ability to create within creation. And the most pure creations of God are children because they haven't learned sin. That's why they target children. That's the only way to harm God. Yeah, and that's like another thing why like children are like more susceptible to like evil and demons and like see things and other things that people can't see is because like their perception of the world and stuff is like way deeper, I guess. Before anything, they just are like being molded into what we are, I guess. And if they get infected with evil and shit like that, it changes a lot of fucking things, I guess. It's probably a spiritual entity. Yeah. And this is another thing too. If Hollywood and like movie people are like actually part of the Illuminati, which I guess like a good amount of them probably are and evil, they probably like write shit that is actually true. Like them talking about how like children see like demonic entities and people trying to like steal their fucking soul and like infiltrate the child because they can because they can actually manipulate the child because the child sees them. Where us, they can't affect us because our brain or whatever it is fucking molded to whatever reality we were fucking in, and we aren't susceptible to them. I've had some crazy fucking experiences. Not a lot of them, but I've had some that made me thought some fucking shit in random fucking places. It's not unnormal to know to think that somebody else is like around you. You know, some weird shit fucking happens. And a lot of people forget the Vatican sided with Nazi Germany. Maybe it was done under the circumstances, being in Italy and all, but they don't even teach that shit anymore. I don't even know that. That's fucking crazy, though. That just shows how fucking unhinged just that fucking religion is in general. I believe that too. I can't even remember. I feel like I have had like some crazy fucking encounters when I was like really young. Some like weird fucking crazy shit. Well, I used to live in New York City. That's definitely like one of the places for sure. When I was a child, that's definitely one of the places you would experience some fucking crazy shit. I used to see some shit just like randomly. I never really thought about it much because I was young, but when you think about it, it kind of does make some sense. And I guess it makes sense because I still fucking remember. Oh god, the parties and the festival things are the craziest fucking things. Oh god, yeah, the horror fucking story. Those fucking movies, man. The fucking Monka-esque shit. Well, drugs are a part of sin and the devil and shit like that. I'm pretty sure. That's some fucking crazy shit. That is some fucking wild fucking shit, honestly. That's deep, deep fucking shit. That makes sense. I mean, a lot of people have some crazy fucking stories to say that people don't even believe them at all. But the reality is, it probably does fucking happen. I mean, you think about just the world in general. I just feel like it progressively gets more and more fucking, like, greed and, like, evil shit. It just happens all the fucking time. And it progressively gets more and more. I mean, that's definitely one of those things that you probably can't even tell a lot of people without them fucking thinking that you're fucking crazy. That's just how the fucking world is. People don't understand that, like, the world is a lot deeper than fucking people think it is, man. Like, we're not the only people on this fucking planet. Like, there's different levels to the world and realities and things that you can't even fucking see with your own fucking eyes. And people are very naive to this shit because they don't believe it. They think it's just like fairy tales, but it actually is fucking true. Like, you have to think about it, right? Like, before us, there was a lot of deep shit that was happening before we were even involved in this fucking planet. There was a war of many things and random shit that fucking happened. Like, it's just any crazy shit that people fucking experience, they try to write it off because that's just like, you know, that's what there. It's just like what is the word for that? It's just that's like it's just denial. They just think, oh, that's not real, and instead of them like accepting the reality that like it probably was fucking real. I mean, we have like weird jumps in technology though. It goes from like it started like, you know, with the Egyptians and just random shit, just like random just leaps of technology. But like, it's technology is not even like a work of like good. You can even say technology is actually like a root of fucking evil. It could be a product of evil. It's like used for like evil fucking shit. It's not meant to be a good thing, you know? It's like, you know, like they were saying in that fucking devil thing. If I was a devil, I would like infiltrate the world, you know, definitely with social media, like propaganda and like shit like that. That's like kind of like what the internet was kind of based about. You know, you think about it, you talk about the dark web. The dark web is a giant fucking rabbit hole. You literally enter the dark web and you're literally at risk of the craziest fucking shit, just like right off the bat. You click one fucking thing on the dark web, it's literally like the back end of the internet. But why does the dark web even exist? It's there for a reason, you know. It's not there for to be overlooked. It's there for a fucking reason, and it's not there for a good reason. It's there for a bad reason. America only releases new technological advancements during wartime. It's like that shit, like, not too long ago, like, in the air, right? They were, like, seeing, like, fucking green waves and random shit, and, like, people are like, what is this? And they have, like, a fucking solar weapon. And some people, like, deny this shit even fucking exists, but, like, the way we are with technology, we are, like, at that fucking advanced with technology. We could have a fucking solar weapon just ready to just fucking zone in, just, like, annihilate fucking acres and acres and acres of fucking land just like that. Eventually get put on the watch list for the CIA. Yeah. Military had the internet for about 30 years before it became available to the public. Yeah, and the dark web probably existed back then too. Water's in the ocean, water's in the sky, and it claims we live under a dome. Look up at our military Operation Fishbowl. That's just like another word for the fucking Matrix. Like, who knows? Maybe we're like literally just in the Matrix for the fucking military. Or just living in a whole fucking different world. Really shot rockets into the sky to try and break. Wow.